Why, hello, everybody, and welcome to Go F.O.C. Yourself. I'm your host, Brandon Schatz. I co-own comics store called Variant Edition, graphic novels and comics with my partner, Danica LeBlanc. Here up in Edmonton, every week on Comics Beat, we go over all of the good Final Order cutoff stuff, going through everything to let you know things to look out for, basically stories and whatnot. As always, each time we've got some rules. First one, stories first, collecting second. So when we go over the comics, we're going to talk about all of the stories that happen over, all of the different covers and whatnot. Sometimes we will talk about the covers, but we're going to focus on how to best get a story into people's hands. And that sometimes is arc starts, sometimes that is first issues, that is anything that can kind of help out with that. So we will be doing that. As always, too, helpful information is always welcome. If you've got something, pop it up. You can leave a comment and we will pop it up on the screen to help everybody else out as well in terms of what they might want. And rule number 3, unhelpful information will not be acknowledged unless you address me as Comics Daddy. And sometimes not even then. That's just so that we can keep things going on the straight and narrow, and quite honestly, I think is amusing. And it works. Good times. And as always, don't be a ding-dong. We're all trying to do good in this world. Trying to help each other out. And your cooperation in that would be very much appreciated. So, without further ado, let's get to some stuff. Get some screen share going. I want the whole freaking window. Final Order cutoffs. Do get some diamond up there for all of y'all. All right, what we have here up top is the image stuff. Aquarius Book of Myrrh #1. These are some collector's covers, so yeah, should not be going over that. Very weird that Diamond has that up. Thank you, Diamond, for always being very helpful. They do actually have a really good layout and all that kind of stuff. I do enjoy the stuff that they put out, but sometimes we're just looking for a little bit of finesse. We've got Old Head from Kyle Starks and Kyle Starks. It is a double Starks. He's doing it himself. As this one says, Space Jam meets Fright Night in this hilarious action horror as former basketball star returns home to bury his mother, only to learn of her mysterious past, his destiny, and to find himself embroiled in a decades-long blood feud with actual Dracula. So like you do, basketball and Draculas. Kyle Starks, you're a real one, my friend. Some preview stuff here. Kyle Starks is the person you want to go to if you want the good 80s feeling action in comic book form. You'll get to laugh. You'll get to hear amazing action moments in that old 80s style. And you'll get to have a lot of fun in addition to a lot of murder fun. That's what we all need these days. A lot of murder fun. All right. We also have Punderworld from Linda Sedgwick and Linda Sedgwick, because she's doing it all herself too. Hades and Persephone's love-struck misadventures. The classic tale of Greek mythology, but 100% more awkwardly relatable. Hades is the officious antisocial ruler of the underworld. Persephone, daughter of Demeter, is an earth goddess of growth and renewal. They've been crushing on each other for the past 2 centuries, but when a festival and a little liquid courage present an opportunity to put an end to their Olympian will they, won't they? A meddlesome pantheon and several titanic misassumptions threaten to give every god in the sky the wrong impression and leave their romance dead before it can bloom. Will they smooch the face? That last bit was me. You'll have to read to find out. And you can do that by ordering up on your F.O.Cs. I'm very excited about that one. I think Danica is too. Danica's over yonder. I've conscripted her into food making. Yeah. I do a lot of the food stuff here. I planned a thing with misremembering that I don't have time tonight to make food, and then I was like, so hey, there's some stuff ready to cook, but can you cook that instead? So she's being very gracious and helping out tonight. I thank her very much because she is a great cook, but it is a little rude to be like, I prepped some things and now you're doing it. So very thankful. So if you hear cooking stuff happening in the background, maybe little ticks, maybe a little bringing, maybe a little of the stove going, it's because we eat to survive. All of us do. So that's happening. So take that, you jerks. That's a fun thing to do, is call all of your watchers and whatnot at home jerks, because we love you the most. Dark Horse doesn't have much in the way of new stuff to experience, so we're gonna hop to the one that they do, the unbelievable Unteens from Black Hammer. You don't have to read any of the Black Hammer stuff to really get Black Hammer, but it adds a little bit. This has Jeff Lemire teaming with Tyler Crook to do some weirdness in the Black Hammer universe. Comes this meta team superhero saga taking place between two different worlds. After signing at a comic convention, Unbelievable Unteens artist Jane Ito finds herself visited by one of the characters from her own creation. But was it her own creation? Were the Unteens an actual school of teenage misfit superheroes who battled supervillains under the lead of the mysterious Dr. Miles moniker? I love that moniker. And if so, who wiped their memories and why? As Jane's world is turned upside down and she learns the true nature of her identity, she discovers a sinister plot, leading her to assemble a team she had suspected was purely fictional. That sounds really, really cool. I do like the Black Hammer stuff in general, but this has like a little extra layer of intrigue. So I'm really interested in getting that into my face. What do you got for us, IDW? The answer might surprise you. We've already talked about the science of surfing. That one is a resolicit. But basically, as we can pop up here, it follows the characters from Surfside Girls and actually talks about a guide to the ocean in a very scientific way, and gives a little bit extra to the folks at home. I like this current trend of a lot of informational stuff happening through the realm of comics. A lot of people learn better through having visual representation, and so having a lot of that available for folks is really cool, and this is part and parcel with that. We also have the Star Wars High Republic Adventures Monster Temple Peak #1. The High Republic stuff is very big amongst folks because it has a lot of unexplored territory that will be explored even further, probably in other mediums. So everyone's keeping a good eye on that. We've got Kevin Scott and Rachel Stott, the rhyming team supreme, following former Jedi turned Saber for Hire monster hunter Ty Yorick in her first comic appearance in this all-new High Republic miniseries by Kevin Scott and Rachel Stott. Ty is a brave yet superstitious monster hunter traversing the galaxy with KL-03, her and her trusty rune stones, fighting the deadliest monsters on any world. After dealing with an escaped Druing being transported to the Republic Fair, Tai heads to Lorith, where local pioneers have tasked her with taking on the fearsome Gritalix that terrorizes them. She takes the mission, but can't shake the feeling that something is amiss with the Force. And they wouldn't just pop that in there if they were just like, nah, but nothing's amiss with the Force. You big sillies. Something's amiss with the Force. We're going to have to discover that as we go through. Get into Marvel. We've got Avengers Tech On and a bunch of different covers for that one from Jim Zub and Chamba. When the Red Skull wields a strange new power that strips the heroes of their powers and threatens the entire world, the Avengers turn to Tony Stark's experimental new technology to save us all. Here comes the Iron Avengers, Avengers Tech On. Sleek, high-powered, high-tech power suits bristling with energy and amped-up attack power face off against supervillains enhanced to match. It's mechs and mayhem in the mighty Marvel manner. Avengers Tech On is a Sentai-inspired action adventure series produced in partnership with the Bandai Namco of Japan, written by Jim Zub and illustrated by Jeff Chamba Cruz. So you get yourself some tie-in stuff from a different market. A lot of this kind of stuff does fire off in very unique ways for folks who are looking for stuff like that. But it should just be a fun mech-based series of Avengers stories, which is going to be fun on its own. The Black Cat Annual #1 is getting a second printing. Folks looking for that. The Captain Marvel #31 also has a AAPIH variant of Ms. Marvel, and that's very exciting. Daredevil 31 gets a second print as well. Defenders is getting a little series here with Al Ewing at the helm with Javier Rodriguez doing the art. It's going to be an outstanding looking series and will spin off a little bit from your Immortal Hulk. If you're looking at the future and going, oh no, my precious Immortal Hulk, Shield's ending. Well, you got a little taste of extra here, which is going to be very fun. When existence itself faces extraordinary threats, it needs an extraordinary defense, and that's when you call the Defenders. Doctor Strange and the Masked Rider take a non-team of Marvel's wildest, weirdest heroes on a mission that will uncover the hidden architecture of reality itself. This cosmos was not the first to exist, but if the Defenders can't track Marvel's oldest villain through the deepest trenches of time, it might be the last. Very excited for this, especially with Javier Rodriguez on art. Al Ewing has been killing it, doing some amazing stories. So you know the story is going to be good, but the art is going to match it in being rad as hell. He says, yelling into the microphone. Marvel Voices Pride gets another second print cover. It's a very cute cover with Wiccan and Hulkling just snuggling. Very nice. Mighty Marvel Masterworks has the Avengers first volume here. You can get the classic cover or the Michael Cho cover, which is what I'm getting. It collects all of the classic stories of early Avengers from the beginning in a nice little affordable content container. 10 issues for $16 American. You truly can't get that experience outside of this, because those old books are expensive as heck. What else we got here? We got all kinds of stuff, including, oh my God, my heart. Runaways 38. It's the 100th issue of Runaways. It might be the last issue of Runaways for the foreseeable future. And my heart aches. It aches so bad. But it is very big, very important. Can you believe Runaways has gone up for 100 issues? I can't, and I have them. They take up space in my heart and my shelves. And Adrian Alfona, the original artist, is coming back for a nice variant cover. Yes, I am taking time away to talk about a potentially final issue about a series, because it lives in my heart. And you know what? I get to do that because I'm me. We also have on Final Order Cutoff the Hellfire Gala collection. If you want this, folks, it is going to be available if you're a retailer. Oh, no, wait. This one, it does have a short time span. So this is going to be available through Diamond Specific if you want your direct market cover. One of the probably the last ones to come out. So do that. Ask if you want that direct market cover because it's not going to be overprinted. A lot of the direct market covers aren't in general, but with the shipping moving to Penguin Random House, you're going to get a very slim chance. So they do not have the cover up there. I want to say it's going to be by Mark Brooks. I'm not 100% sure. It's just because he's done the other ones. But it listed Dodderman doing the Russell Dodderman doing the cover art there. So it's going to be gorgeous. So ask if you are so inclined. We got Dynamite here doing Dynamite stuff, as always, with a whole bunch of covers. But we do have Kiss Phantom Obsession #1. You ever heard of a band called Kiss? With Gene Simmons. He seems like an interesting dude. I will say that I get a little persnickety about Gene Simmons, especially because he has been on record of like saying on a Canadian program that Canada has no culture. And so he intends to bring culture to Canada. Anyways, Kiss has a new comic. The Kiss comics from Dynamite have been really great. The folks who love Kiss love these comics. I will never begrudge that. I have a personal thing against Gene Simmons for telling me that we have no culture. We all say things. I doubt he is going to walk that back because he probably doesn't remember saying it. And that thoughtlessness hurts me in my heart. Anyways, Kiss. If you like them, again, begrudge you nothing because Kiss is a cultural experience for a reason. They've done a fantastic job. This is my version of not selling a book while also telling you it exists, so that if you love it, you can order it. But I'm not going to do the hard sell for you. That's how that kind of goes. And it also has a billion covers as well as everything else they do because they love them some covers. We also have Eat the Rich from Boom. Danica read this one and she went, boy, Eat the Rich is a lot. It's so good, she says, if you didn't hear that. And super wild. By Sarah Gailey and P.S. Beck. What unspeakable horror eats away at the heart of Crestfall Bluffs. With law school and her whole life ahead of her, Joey plans to summer with her boyfriend Astor in the seemingly perfect hometown of Crestfall Bluffs. It's a chance to finally meet Astor's family and childhood friends, all while enjoying a vacation with every need attended to by servants. But beneath the affluent perfection lies a dark, deadly rot. Will Joey discover the truth before it's too late? And if she does, can she survive to tell the tale? The bold, horrifying psychological thriller from Hugo Award-winning author Sarah Gailey and artist P.S. Beck. Perfect for fans of Stillwater and Nailbiter. Pop up some preview pages here because they got them. Take a look at what you're getting into. It's going to be a lot of rich eating. Truth in advertising, my friends. What else do we have here? We're getting to the, as I call it, the end of the rest section. I love the end of the rest section because independent comics is kind of like our thing. It fuels us. We've got Campsy from Aftershock Comics. Campisi, I should say. The Dragon Incident. This is, it doesn't say here, but I saw in some of their communications, the 100th series from Aftershock. So that's pretty cool. From 2015, they put out 100 different books, or will have as of August. Pretty cool. Sonny Kimpisi is a small time fixer for the mob-controlled neighborhood of Green Village. And if you don't pay your gambling debt, he'll come and collect. And if you get a little rough with one of the girls, he gets a little rough with you. But when a dragon flies into town, and Sonny's the one who's tasked with getting rid of it, it's a problem unlike any he's faced, and a chain of events begin that will affect everyone who lives in that neighborhood, especially Sonny. A new comic from James Patrick, the writer of Kaiju Score, so basically very used to giant monsters causing a heck and a crime. And a breakout artist, Marco Licoti Campisi, is a genre-mashing comedy thriller that plays like one part Get Shorty and one part Dragon Slayer, with all parts absurdly wonderful. We have a new Elric series. This one has a Mike Mignola cover, or as some folks insist on saying, Mike Mignolia. I do like that. It makes me laugh every time. We had a dude who used to frequent our store who insisted, no matter how many times we talked to him, that it was Mike Mignolia. And you know what? More power to him. He knows what he was looking for. And yeah, you got yourself some new Elric stuff, which is really cool. Check out some of this interior art, because I love it when they put up them pages. Get to share it with you, so you get to experience it. You're like, I like Elric, but how does it look? Well, I can show you. And it did. We got a lot of other things here. The Knock 'em Dead trade paperback from Aftershock. Sometimes you kill, sometimes you get killed. But no matter what, everyone dies the first time they go on stage. Prior Bryce has always wanted to be funny, and now he's taken the plunge and started doing stand-up comedy. Unfortunately, his older sister, Ronan, wants her brother to stop daydreaming and focus on his future. Pryor's determined to succeed. The only problem is he really sucks at stand-up. That is, until an accident changes everything, leading both Pryor and Ronan to discover comedy isn't all it's cracked up to be. Knock 'em Dead is a supernatural horror about comedy brought to you by writer Elliot Rahal, who does a lot of amazing horror with that little bit of a comedy tinge to it. And artist Mattia Monaco. Oh, I'm sorry, I might have bumped a cat, so I have to take care of that right now. Doot, doot, doot. I'm just petting a cat. Don't worry. I might have accidentally bumped Max really hard in the head with my foot. He's okay. We have the Visitor from Valiant to round things out for our Diamond Stuffs. Unstoppable, untraceable, unkillable. Who is the Visitor? Why are the leaders of the world so terrified of him? And will they live long enough to find out? The world changes right here in a thrilling sci-fi mystery from Eisner Hall of Fame writer Paul Levitz and Russ Manning Award-nominated artist J.M. Kim. Collects the entire Visitor series. If you like yourself some older school superhero storytelling, this has it in spades. All right, we're heading over to Lunar, which means we've got a couple things to pop up here. Actually, no. You know what? First, we're going to Penguin Random House, because all of this stuff is also due on the weekend. Same time frame, we're going to pop this up first. So as you can see here, we've got some stuff popping up here, including some of the DC graphic novels, I highly encourage folks to order their DC graphic novels through Penguin Random House, especially if you're feeling a little bit off about ordering your DC stuff through Lunar, because they're potentially a competitor. Up here in Canada, we also have Universal, who is not a competitor. They are a distributor. We've got Gotham City Monsters from them, from Steve Orlando and Amanse Nefelen. Sometimes the monsters aren't the ones that you should be scared of. Sometimes the monsters are the heroes. After Shade is dismantled, Frankenstein is a free agent and sets his sights on his former mentor, Melmoth, the evil that got away. Frankenstein recruits Killer Croc, Lady Clayface, Orca, and the vampire Andrew Bennett. But will these monsters be enough to save humanity before the entire cosmos collapses on itself? Or will other Gotham protectors come to the team's aid? After all, nothing goes down in Gotham without the Bat family taking notice. This was a really fun series featuring literal monsters in Gotham City, and I really enjoyed it. I just closed all of Penguin Random House. They had some more stuff. I am so sorry. We'll just go to Lunar.
Sorry.
It's all good. We've got the Lunar stuff that's due on Sunday for folks who order through Lunar. I can find where I put the screen now. How did I hide that screen? It's gone. What have I done? Nope. Some fascinating streaming right now as I try and figure out what the heck I did. Where is it? Oh, it's here. I found it. We're all good. What's up?
Sorry, I have a question.
Yes.
I don't remember their name.
Balsamic vinaigrette. Just a little bit.
Thank you.
Mix. All right. So for the final order cutoff, we've got the entirety of the Hill House original line of horror comics. That's also coming out in a complete set that will have, in that complete set only, that box set, the collected there was a backup that appeared in all of the Hill House stories, and it is only going to be in that box set. I want to see if they put that in here or not. Oh yeah, plus exclusive to this box set, Sea Dogs, originally published as a series of backup stories. Joe Hill and Dan McDade's twisted tale of werewolves aboard an 18th century naval ship is collected in here for the first time, now expanded to include 14 new story pages not included in the original run. So an exclusive comic. If you want all of the Hill House stuff in a nice, cool box, you get a little treat. And that's going to be real cool. All right, let's head back to the start. We got Batman 89 from Sam Hamm, who co-wrote the original Batman movie. Was the screenwriter and artist Joe Quinones, who did Doll H for Hero. I got to read a PDF of this before we went live. It is a lot of fun. Step back into Gotham of Tim Burton's seminal classic Batman movies. They pull on a number of threads left dangling by the prolific director. Gotham becomes torn into two as citizens dressed as Batman and the Joker duke it out in the streets, as D.A. Harvey Dent tries to keep the city together He targets the one problem tearing it apart, Batman, and he'll get Bruce Wayne to help in taking down the Dark Knight. If you want to see some Billy D. Williams as Harvey Dent, well, you got that happening in this series. It is amazing, and you might get yourself some Two-Face out of this. By might, I mean, hey, take a look at some of these variants here. If you want to see some Billy D. Williams as Two-Face, it's pretty freaking cool, honestly. I like it. The Batman Black and White hardcover is coming out, as well as the first collection of this era of Batman Black and White, of James Tynion's Batman series, which has been outstanding. I highly recommend people get the Cowardly Lot if you want some good high octane Batman stories that really get to that really have some heart into it. And the Batman Black and White, this a gorgeous anthology series with some of the greatest creators today taking on Batman in stark black and white, doing some outstanding work. Batman the World is coming out. This, as we talked about last week, features a flavor from all kinds of different countries and gives you some stories of Batman. I am going to read the PDF of this very soon, but I'm very excited about it because getting to experience mythology through different lenses is always really cool. And this should be no different. The Batwoman Omnibus is coming out. This collects everything by J.H. Williams and W. Hayden Blackman with with Greg Rucka and a little bit of Mark and Draco thrown in. It gets you all of the original run of the character, including her original Detective Comics run, which is really cool. I am skipping a lot of the Hill House projects because it'll be a lot, and just know that a lot of those are really good. I will give you a little bit of the flavors of them, but Basketful of Heads is done by is written by Joe Hill himself, with the amazing Leo Max doing art. Absolutely outstanding story about a young woman doing a little bit of a revenge story with a weird supernatural element to it. I really enjoy that. Daphne Byrne is more of like a 90s horror style with some Kelly Jones art. You might know him from the artist with the longest Batman ears in the business. Dollhouse Family is Mike Carey and Peter Gross doing their thing. They've worked on The Unwritten. They've worked on Lucifer. They do have a more classical horror style that they bring to the fore in Dollhouse Family. Frank at Home on the Farm is not a Hill House, but definitely features in that horror vein. Frank returns from the trenches of World War I, expecting to be greeted by his loving family on their farm. What he finds instead is a dark mystery. His family missing, and only the animals are there waiting for him. This sets in motion a terrifying and horrific turn of events as Frank begins his desperate search for his missing kin in a tale that is equal parts The Shining and Twin Peaks, collecting all of the issues. The Future State Gotham #4 is the big Harley Quinn versus Punchline fight for the first time ever. For folks who are looking for that, there is a nice connecting cover there that you can only get by doing your pre-orders, as well as some other covers there. Hardware Season 1 continues the milestone renaissance with Brandon Thomas, Dennis Cowan, and Bill Sienkiewicz doing the art. A classic team on there, with Brandon Thomas providing the new voice. Curtis Metcalf was the brightest shining star of Alva Industries, a brilliant scientist mentored by Edwin Alva since childbirth, until the failures of Alva technology and the Big Bang disaster threatened to destroy the company, and Alva needed a scapegoat. Now Curtis is on the run from the Dakota Police Department, but a man as smart and paranoid as Curtis takes precautions. With a nearly indestructible suit of armor, remarkable inventions that he never intended to hand over to Alva, Curtis stands determined to do much more than clear his name. He's going to take the fight back to Alva himself. Very cool. I Am Batman number 0 is the modern origin of the newest Batman, Jace Fox, who you've seen in Future State, who you saw in the next Batman series. This is his ongoing start here. It's very cool. Infinite Frontier continues. I've read the black and white of issue 4. My goodness, this issue is bonkers. There's some wild stuff happening in the DC universe right now, building to some big weird stuff. Lola Woods, back to the Hill House stuff, is probably my favorite because it is a beautiful modern horror story with a lot of LGBTQ I2S plus bent to it. Absolutely brilliant and very surreal, like magical realism horror. Really cool. There's a third print of Nice House on the Lake for those who are looking for some more of that. Pennyworth, which is the further take on old school Alfred, doing some secret spy stuff. Bond, I was going to say Bond James style. You know Bond James. Super spy Bond James. Bond James. Plunge is also a Hill House comic with gorgeous art by Stuart Immonen, who retired and takes very specific jobs. And he took this one on to do a brilliant, creepy underwater horror, much in the way of, like, say, The Thing and all that kind of stuff. Very cool. Yeah, that's going to be all of that one. We're going to pop over to stuff that will be due on Thursday for folks like myself who are on Universal's cutoff. Get that going. These are all due on Thursday. We've got Batman Little Gotham Calendar Days, a nice all ages collection of the Little Gotham stories from Dustin Nguyen and Derek Fildro. I don't know how to pronounce his name. I'm so sorry. Derek Fredolf. It was a wonderful series, a very tiny kind of painted chibi character Batman stuff. Very happy that this is getting into the all ages treatment. The Batman Secret Files Clown Hunter has Ed Brisson and Rosie Campe telling a story of Clown Hunter. Clown Hunter's brutal mission to hunt down all the clowns from the Joker War continues. The untrained but focused vigilante stalks a boss-level clown, but his luck might be running out as he walks into an ambush by Punchline. In a horrific parallel to his days at Gotham Academy, Clown Hunter finds himself overwhelmed and outgunned, just the type of odds he likes. My boy, he hangs out with me. The third Gail Simone Birds of Prey volume is out. If you're interested, please let us know, because those volumes go out of print real quick and I want them to get back into print. They're not doing that for some reason. I don't like that. Bunch of jerks. Because that is a seminal run for a reason. Dancing with the Dragon is coming out from Scout Comics. Connor O'Sullivan is a hapless limo driver on the run from the Triads, and it probably wasn't the best idea to take over his dead customer's shady business. However, for a poor Irish immigrant trying to provide a better life for his girlfriend, it seemed too good to pass up. And after some initial success, Connor thinks that his ticket to living the American dream, but he's just dancing with the dragon. Crimes. Everybody loves crimes. Well, maybe cops don't love crimes, but cops are cops, so they can go eat a butt. A singular one. You can tell I'm getting a little tired. We've got Superman versus Lobo number 1. Danica was reading some tweets to me from Sarah Beatty earlier today. They're delightful. She is a delight. And the fact that the writing team behind Money shot. Wow. Thanks, headphones.
Oh, right. I need to be loud.
Yeah. Is doing a DC superhero story with Mirka and Dolfo doing art. There's going to be some sexy ass Lobo and maybe some cop ass Superman. I feel like that's what's going to happen here. What happens when an indomitable force meets an irritating object? That's what readers will find out when Superman runs into Lobo. Think of it like a Boy Scout joining a biker gang. What will be worse, the damage Lobo causes on his own or the chaos of trying to stop him? I smell a team up, fanboys. Newman is the most popular being in the universe, a god clogging all social channels, and he does not like competition. This means Superman and Lobo must go. Further complicating things is Dr. Flick, a scientist determined to study the last sons of Krypton and Sarznia, respectively. What can she glean from the hero who lost everything as a baby and the bad boy who made it all go away just for the heck of it? From writers Tim Seeley and Sarah Beatty, the team behind the indie hit. Oh, I could have just read this. Money Shot and the punchline artist Mirka and Dolfo comes a hilarious new superhero epic. We also have White Ash Season 1. Welcome to White Ash, a small smudge of a town in western Pennsylvania, where mining is a generational calling and the secrets are buried deeper than the coal in the mountain. As Alex Zerwig tries to escape that legacy and head off to college, he falls into the orbit of an enigmatic Lillian Alden. Together, they race down a dangerous path, leading Alec to uncover a secret about his family that changes everything he knows about himself and White Ash. And now, if he leaves, there will be no one left to protect the people of the town from an ancient evil that has just returned. Collecting all the issues of the hit series. Wonder Woman also has the Agent of Peace volume coming out in softcover. This is the stuff that came out in those Walmart exclusive books. So a nice, beautiful anthology series with Amanda Connor and Jimmy Palmiotti at the helm. And that is everything for this week. I'm fixing to eat some stuffs because Danica did a fantastic job preparing supper. Thank you. And I'm off to do that. So thanks for watching, and we will talk to you all again next week. Bye.